Each year when the royal family's long summer holiday on their beloved estate in Scotland would draw to a close, Queen Elizabeth II would host a party. The Gillies Ball would see the late monarch invite the royal family, their guests and their staff to don kilts and tartan sashes for the end-of-season dance at Balmoral Castle in late August or September. The 170-year-old tradition began after Prince Albert bought the Aberdeenshire estate for Queen Victoria in 1852, and they put on a ball to say thank you to their staff before everyone returned to London. The event quickly became known as the Gillies Ball, not only because Gilly means gamekeeper in Gaelic, but Gillies refers to the soft, leather, lace-up shoes typically worn to Scottish country and Highland dances. Historian and expert on British royalty Marlene Koenig told Express.co.uk, "It is an event where the staff and royals are on even footing, as the ball is for staff, the tenants, the Queen and members of the royal family who would join in the traditional Scottish dancing." Queen Elizabeth's bedroom habit that she always insisted upon at Balmoral, it is a tradition that will not die out with the Queen. King Charles is reportedly set to hold the Gillies Ball later this year, the first without his mother for several decades. Rebecca English of the Daily Mail confirmed that the new King and Queen plan to keep the traditional end-of-summer celebration ongoing, with the new monarch giving the green light to the event he has enjoyed since childhood. Royal biographer Andrew Loney, author of the 2021 work Traitor King, told Express.co.uk that the event is loved by royals and staff alike, as it is an opportunity for them to freely mix and let their hair down. The ball was depicted in the most recent series of the hit Netflix series The Crown, during which John Major, played by Johnny Lee Miller, is approached by Leslie Manville's Princess Margaret with a tartan scarf draped across her torso as she explains the local history of the dance. Her character tells him, "Queen Victoria held the first Gillies Ball in 1852 and there's been one every year since. It began as a thank you to the gamekeepers and other servants and has since developed into something of a Saturnalia." Queen Victoria would often join the dancing, with one observer noting how she had light airy steps in the old courtly fashion, no limp or stick, but every figure carefully and prettily danced. She continued to join in the fun well into the winter of her life. Greg King, writing in the 2007 book Twilight of Splendor about the Queen's court, said, "Despite her age and infirmity, Victoria still occasionally joined in the intricate jigs and reels, a sash of Balmoral tartan slung across the bodice of her black satin gown as the pipers played." As the fictional Princess Margaret tells the Prime Minister in The Crown, the tradition was continued by Victoria's successors, including King George V, whose wife was particularly enthusiastic. According to the memoirs of Frederick Corbett, the Deputy Comptroller of Supply at Buckingham Palace, Queen Mary was an amazing energetic figure at the Gillies Ball. He continued, "She loved all Highland dances and many of the old English country dances, which she always had included in the program. She would take part in every one throughout the first half of the dance." On the other hand, George V was not a great dancer. Instead, he would prefer to watch on with a keen eye, doling out the occasional shrewd comment. In the days of George V, the dance would last for 2 hours, beginning at 9:30 p.m., before the party would descend upon the dining room for a decadent midnight feast typically made up of grouse pies, lobster medallions and champagne jellies. The late Queen Elizabeth, patron of the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society since 1947, first attended a Gillies Ball at the age of 12 when the event was put on by her father, King George VI. She was an enthusiastic participant throughout her life, planning the party right up until her death. Although the event was usually kept behind closed doors, royal watchers were given a glimpse into the frivolities in 1990 when the Elizabeth R. A Year in the Life of the Queen documentary filmed the ball. In the clip, you can see various familiar faces taking part in an 8-some reel, including the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, as well as a beaming Prince Andrew and a bashful-looking Princess Diana. The Queen appears, in the words of Mr. Loney, to truly be letting her hair down, grinning as she joins in the dance while wearing a traditional tartan sash above a bright blue dress. Don't miss. The pretty town named one of the UK's poshest and loved by royal family, report, Prince Philip on the Queen, she never thought cheering was for her, insight, Queen's faith in forgiveness a balm for bitter wounds express comment, opinion, the late monarch adored the ball and was planning a comeback event on September 22 last year following a 3-year hiatus. But it was not to be. Her former piper, Scott Methven, told PA of his devastation at Her Majesty's passing last year, saying, "I was devastated, it feels like I have lost a member of my family. The Queen had invited me up on September 22 to stay and attend the next Gillies ball, so I was going up in a couple of weeks." This year's ball, the first since 2019, will be a poignant moment, not only an event welcoming in the Carolean era but honouring the late Queen, Ms. Kinnig explained. She continued, Balmoral's interior has hardly changed since Queen Victoria, so the ball has been a long-standing tradition that King Charles III will want to continue with the next generation. It will be a time to celebrate the new reign and honour Her late Majesty.